If you could introduce yourself with just one sentence, how would you introduce yourself?
Um, my name is Warren, and I'm a professional hoarder.
And can you explain what do you sell exactly and who's buying that?
I sell anything from archive designer, specialty vintage, and kind of new era sneakers, if you may say.
And what is your favorite product to sell?
Personally, mine is vintage.
Vintage. How come?
Yeah. A little bit individual, like individuality with every item. You know, everybody has like their like loves. Some people like blank single stitch t-shirts. Some people
Yeah.
like Jordache jeans from the 80s. Some people like old Western cowboy boots that
Oh
have like
yeah.
a good like lambskin leather, things like that.
Oh,
So
got it. So it's not mainly the profit margin and all this. It's mainly what you prefer
yeah,
exactly, right?
it's kind of like it's like seeing what people can put together with the things they love, you know. And
Yeah.
if fashion changes every year, but if someone likes a certain time frame,
Yeah.
they really like stay true to it.
That makes sense. That's awesome. And can you tell me a little bit more about when did you start? How did you start? And what was your plan before that?
Um, I started heavily when I graduated high school in
Mm,
2015, and I started because I kind of didn't care for it during high school because at a
yeah.
young age, like my parents kind of like threw me into the idea of like making sure like you're presentable and like
Okay.
clothing mattered, but it didn't make you your personality. It's just
All right.
presentation is everything.
Yeah.
And after high school, I kind of was like starting my own sneaker collection again. I started from
Mm,
like zero.
from zero, right?
Yeah.
Did it took off right away, or you did have some difficulties?
When I started collecting again, it was kind of like I was searching high and low to see what I wanted.
Mm,
I didn't like everything I bought. I
no,
did
right?
make purchases. I was like, this is kind of ridiculous. You know, there are certain shoes I bought just off nostalgia. Like, oh, my dad had this shoe, and it's like, you
Yeah.
can wear a shoe that you like, but is it comfortable? I think it was more comfort over fashion at some point.
Okay. Okay. And what was the earliest point of success for you?
Um, Honestly, once I graduated college and I went from a sales associate
Mm,
at a foot lot, oh, no, actually, it was a foot action, and I was bumped up to a assistant manager at Champs.
mm,
So that's where I kind of started to get like seated sneakers for my company.
okay.
I started making like a bigger footprint, like on Depop. So I would sell a lot of things on there, and then that's where I kind of got my reins and stores started kind of looking at my website or at my Instagram, things like that.
And did you always think that you're gonna make money out of this?
Not necessarily. I
No.
think it was more like a passion thing for me.
Yeah.
I think I liked acquiring items that were hard to get and like kind of have them as like tangible assets to be
Mm,
able to utilize to get other things. I kind of like use that as leverage to get things that like I wanted that I enjoyed, and then whatever I can make off of it, it was like okay, awesome. If I did it,
yeah.
a loss is a loss as long as I'm getting to indulge in the items that I'm purchasing.
Interesting. So you weren't even started as like something as like a business, right?
Hmm.
So you started as like a passion,
Yeah,
as a hobby to collect, not something to sell, right?
yeah, exactly.
Interesting. That's cool.
Yeah, because I all my end goal was never really to make money from the sneaker thing
Mm,
because I went to college for something completely different than I do now.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Interesting. And brother, can you tell me about how many pairs of sneakers are sitting at your place right now that are not really listed anywhere?
I stopped counting once my industrial rack ran out of
Oh my
space.
God. Did you
Yeah,
really?
yeah, I stopped counting. I actually probably need to count soon.
Oh,
I sold, I think probably the last 4 years. This is how bad I don't sell things. I probably sold 10 shoes in the last 4 years.
are you serious? 10
Yeah,
shoes in the last four
I don't
years?
sell a lot of my personal collection.
But how come? Because like shoes main is not your main product to sell, or is just you just prefer collecting over actually selling stuff?
I buy what I like and I know I want to hold on to for a long time. But like the
Ah,
vintage stuff, like there's things that I'll buy that necessarily isn't in my size, but I know I have a market for it.
okay. And just out of curiosity, walk me through how like an average pricing works. So for example, I buy a sneaker because I want to sell it in the
Hmm.
future. How long do I need to wait? Obviously, I know that it depends on the sneaker, right? But
Hmm.
how long on average do I need to wait before I put it on the market for like a, I don't know, like a 30% profit margin?
Let's say if a shoe is already at $700 before release day, don't be the first person to buy a shoe for $600.
Okay,
Don't be that guy
that's some
because there's
game.
a lot of the time market does crash, but if a shoe is sitting at kind of like a steady 120
Hmm.
above retail, that's probably an opportunity to see like how far that shoe will climb, so you won't take a loss on the back end.
Okay, and is there any other pattern that can be followed in order to be successful in this kind of
I'm
business?
sure there is like another like method, but I feel like that's the one that works best for me because
Mm,
some people do have more capital to probably invest in a certain amount of
mm,
shoes. And once you get into like that wholesale conversation, you necessarily can always break even and not necessarily take a loss.
got it. And now, as someone who has over 10 years of experience in
Mhm.
a reselling and collecting business,
Mhm.
would you say it's an easy way to make money or
I
not
would
really?
say so. Yeah.
Is it?
If you can always make sure to reinvest the money that you're putting into
Mm,
your items back into what you're doing and also like make sure that you're taking care of yourself,
mm.
it's self-sustaining.
Makes sense. What was the biggest struggle for you when you started in this business?
People always making like, well, I would say questioning my validity
Mm,
because from first glance and like kind of conversation, I don't seem like I know a lot.
okay.
Because
Okay.
I don't partake into like the most like heavily trendy things. I don't necessarily wear the most trendy sneakers. I wear what I like.
Mm,
So when people kind of ask me questions about like where I worked or what I like, it's kind of more niche things. I call it normcore, like really
yeah.
normal stuff that kind of stands out. Like I may not wear the most newest Travis Scott, but I do have a very extensive dunk collection.
Okay.
So I really like try to buy what I love that really like suits me.
All right. And it just made it harder that there was no some kind of like software and application that you were able to use in order to verify and show the verified
Yeah.
like product, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean I get that. And were there any other struggles? So mainly like that was it for you.
I think that's pretty much it. You know,
Yeah.
just I'm just a normal kid from a small town. So like when
Yeah.
I tell people where I'm from and then I like kind of explain what I like, it's like, well, why are you here?
And where are you from?
I'm from Sarasota, Florida.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's when it started, eh?
Yeah, small beach town. My mom was an engineer, my dad's a barber, so I was
Beautiful.
always around things like
Okay.
that. Like they enjoyed retail, my dad majorly. My mom's kind of like, all right, well, if he thinks it's cool, if
Mm.
you like it, I love it. I like it. If you like it, I love it kind of
But your
parents.
dad is in the collectible business
Yeah,
as
my
well?
dad's actually worse than me.
Yeah? Oh
Yeah.
my God, that's serious,
Yeah,
yeah?
so it's pretty fun to look
It's
at
a
his closet to
great
see what he
feeling,
likes.
right?
Yeah.
That you can take care of your dad. How great of a feeling that is, right?
It's pretty cool. Like I like it
Yeah.
being able to help my dad like with finding sneakers in his size or like kind of attaining other things. My dad likes watches. So I'll buy
Okay.
my dad watches and stuff like that
Yeah.
too. It's fun taking care of your parents, you know.
Yeah.
Get like deep enjoyment out of it.
Oh, yeah. And otherwise of the profit margin, because I know that watch in terms of the watch business, like in order to resell watches and to collect watches, it has a lot more like margins, right? You can profit a lot more.
Yeah, yeah.
Would you say it's a harder business than sneaker reselling?
Well, I would say depends on what brand you're buying
Mm,
into. If there's like kind of status quo brands, you know, that always make money, it's easy. But if you're
yeah.
finding like niche, smaller Swiss brands,
Okay.
it's kind of you have to find the right clientele for it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Got it.
but if you're just kind of trying to make a personal relationship with someone who likes a niche item, it's a little bit easier. But
Mm,
there's always a trademark things that will always sell.
makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah. Brother, you flipped and sold tremendous amount of products, right?
Hmm.
What would you say? How important is to actually keep your collectibles, not sell it straight away?
You got to see market growth or worth.
Okay.
You could say
I like that.
you got to see things kind of like elevate
Mm,
because there's a shoe that may have came out in 2020 that never dropped in price. I
yeah.
mean, there's various amounts of shoes, but it's just some things kind of go under the radar, some things stay above the radar, some things just kind of fall to the wits end.
Mm,
But holding certain items that you see like always just keep a steady price or always the increasing is what kind of makes and breaks the game, if you may say.
yeah. Yeah. And is there any average timeline you could say that that is something that people can follow?
I want to say between 90 days to like 12 months.
Okay.
Because there's some shoes that may have like a steady, like maybe $25 decline. Then
Mm,
once it's kind of like celebrities do make things popular.
yeah.
For instance, Travis Scott wore like an endless amount of dunks for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And every dunk that was sitting on eBay between like $200 to $300 was like a $700, $800 shoe. It continued to increase after that.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, that's interesting.
That was honestly the craziest time frame, which kind of led into like the resurgence of dunks in between like 2021 to 2023.
So it fluctuates, right? It's so clear.
Hmm.
What did you think when Dream told you about what we are currently building?
I thought it was interesting. I think it like kind of alleviates a lot of stress.
Yeah.
Because the not everyone knows how to list the item on eBay because it's different from Grailed, it's different from Depop, it's different from Macari, it's different from Poshmark. So to be able to kind of do that in a seamless format, it's like I wish somebody would have done it earlier.
Yeah. Was this a problem for you?
Yeah. Having an item sell on Depop really fast, and then I go about my day and I forget to take it off my eBay, and then I'm having emails about it, or I'm having a message and it's like, can I get measurements for this item that sold 2 weeks ago? And I'm like, well, sorry to tell you. It's like, it's kind of, you want to keep the customer happy, but at the same time, it's like you can only divvy up your time so much.
So it takes off a lot of weight
yeah.
from your back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Immensely.
If another reseller asked you about worth, what would you tell them?
It's going to take away the headaches.
Yeah.
It's going to take away the headaches is because you don't have to worry about making sure your inventory is queued up on all sorts of things, because even like Shopify has its issues, Grailed has its issues, eBay has its issues, but I think reducing all that into one platform to just make that seamless for the seller and the buyer just is a little bit better.
Got it. Brother, as a last question, what can you do now with Worth that you couldn't do before?
Spread inventory to more eyes than what all the other apps could, because not everyone has an eBay account.
Yeah.
Not everyone trusts eBay. Not everyone has a Depop. Not everyone trusts Depop. So being able to get more eyes and more views on your items based on what consumer does what, and also using Worth as like a kind of like a peephole
Yeah.
to everything. Because once you look inside the app, you see how many options and variances are for a person who just wants to be a consumer.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome. Brother, I really appreciate you.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.